Hello, I'm Miss Fergus, and this is a classroom tour to go over how to work in your online math class and some tips and tricks to help you be successful. We are using an Algebra 2 course to give you a tour. However, even if you're not in Algebra 2, all this information is still relevant as all the classes are organized the same. So you're just going to see different content lessons once we start talking about those, but the structure and the expectations are all the same. So the first thing, the top of every course are some introductory modules that you need to complete before you can access your content. So you will see a WSLP module, you will see a basic course info module, and you will see an Apex online textbook module. Once those are all done, you will be able to access your first unit of content. Until you complete those modules above, this is going to be grayed out and you won't be able to access it. But once you're ready to work on content, here's how this is going to work. Each of your lessons are broken down into several different activities. Most of the activities that you complete in this math class is going to be in your Apex math textbook. So any of these activities you see that say Apex, you're going to click on this item and it's going to have you go and work in Apex and complete a lesson. Anything that says FA stands for formative assessment. That means practice. Anything you do, quizzes, assignments, or anything that says FA, that is purely for your feedback as a learner, so you know how well you're doing with the content, and you get feedback on what you need to work on. Anything that you see that says SA stands for summative assessment. So here's an example, 1.2.7, summative assessment. That is where you are going to show the teacher what you know. And anything that is an essay, summative assessment, that score goes in the grade book. So if you look at the structure real quick, are you seeing more FAs or more SAs? Notice there's a lot of FAs and only a few SAs, and that is consistent with the entire course. There's a lot of practice in this class, and then you'll have a few assessments that count. The great news is this course is completely open note. So as you take notes during your formative assessments, you get to use all of those on your summative assessments. You also can retake summative assessments as many times as you need to in order to illustrate your understanding. So let's look at 1.2 here to kind of show you all the different types of activities that you may come across. So if anything says Apex, you're going to complete the study, a checkup, and a quiz within Apex. And in the next module that you complete, you're going to learn how to access Apex. So there's worksheets involved in Apex. There's answer keys so you can verify your understanding. And then there's quizzes. And because those quizzes are formative assessments, that means the grade does not count. Formative assessment meaning that's just feedback for you. So if you get a 70% on a formative assessment, your feedback is you understand it at a basic level, but you still have some areas that you can improve on. And then some of the FAs are additional activities that I have added in. I have noticed that Apex doesn't cover all of the ideas. There might be some common misunderstandings that students have. And so I've gone in and added some formative assessments. So notice 1.2.6 doesn't say Apex. So you're not going to go into your math textbook. You're going to go into this activity and you're going to complete this activity, which are some Khan Academy problems, specially chosen by me to fill in some holes that weren't filled in by Apex. So you're going to complete those, get feedback whether or not you're doing them correctly. If at any time during your formative assessments you need additional help from me, that's when you reach out to me and we help. So you could take a picture of what you're working on. You can send me the picture. A lot of times students will tell me, I don't know where the 5 came from on this step. And that is a really clear way to communicate with me because I know exactly what information you're needing to then move on to the next level. When students contact me and they say, I don't get number 2, well, I have no idea what they're talking about. I don't even know where to begin helping them. So be very specific when you contact me for help. Let's go into one of these summative assessments because these are where you're going to completely illustrate your understanding. And one of the most important parts on your summative assessments are how you are going to illustrate your understanding. So because we're an online math class, there's a misnomer that there's no work to be done by hand, which is absolutely not true. A lot of students assume that they don't have to show their work because we're in an online math class. Again, not true. So you're still going to be doing those things. It might just look differently. And we do have technology available to us. So in your summative assessments, you have a problem to do, multiple parts usually, but the multiple parts helps scaffold to help lead you to the correct answer. Down here, you have an answer box where you get to upload pictures of your work. If you wanted to handwrite all the answers and upload them, you can. If you want to write with a digital pen app all of your math work, you can upload it this way. Or if you wanted to type out your answers, that is fine too. We have on here a equation editor. There it is, this very last button here, insert math equation. If you click on that, you are able to enter math symbols and write equations. So showing your work is really, really, really important. And the next couple activities in this module is going to go through and give you some tools to help you upload your work into these Canvas assignments. I encourage you to take the time now to do those, to really fiddle around with your technology and your preferences, because once we start going with content, you're not going to want to slow down to get help with technology. And if I receive a broken link, unfortunately, in an assignment and I can't read it because it's a broken link, your score is going to be a 0 until you submit it and I can view it. So take the time now to fiddle with your technology and your preferences so you're not going to be slowed down and you're not going to get temporary zeros on assignments because your technology doesn't work.